I have massive appreciation and admiration for the work that Greenfingers and all the staff here do. It's amazing and sad to come to somewhere like Greenfingers. I think the amazing thing is to know that animals are so well cared for. But obviously the sad thing is, as you walk around Greenfingers, you see the wide range of animals in a very, very different state of health and well-being. I mean, I guess there's a privilege in getting to see those animals close up. I was lucky enough to see a set of barn owls, which are really, really beautiful, but they were obviously really, really scared. So seeing the important place that Greenfingers plays, I guess, and I hope for education purposes, but also in terms of rescuing animals after the expansion of urban areas, a place for people to bring animals that have intruded into their houses. That's such a critical function, and obviously it's so much better than those animals being killed. So people knowing that there's a place to bring animals is wonderful, but it is sad that we're in an environment where that has to happen. And I think there are lots and lots of messages from that. There are definitely messages to government and government's responsibilities. And it always happens that NGOs, that organisations like this step in, but I think there are always places where the government actually need to think about their responsibilities in rescuing animals, particularly when the government is supporting the expansion of housing areas or construction. But then, of course, there's a whole set of other things about protecting animals. And I know that Nigeria is amongst the worst in the world for illegal wildlife trafficking animals, mostly as a transit point, but also as a supplier. And you can partially understand why people might engage in that because of an economic position. But it's ultimately a very, very short-sighted thing because these animals won't exist anymore and they play an important part in an ecosystem. They are an important part of a country's identity. I've spent a lot of time in East Africa. Here I saw some cranes, some beautiful cranes. Uganda has the crane as its national symbol. And in some ways, you would like to think that states in Nigeria could take up different animals as being symbols of their state. Because we can see that in other parts of Africa, countries have made a lot of money actually maintaining the environment, maintaining nature, having people coming and looking at that nature. And it also, I think, gives citizens of a country, citizens of an area, an identity. It's fantastic for school children. You might be able to hear in the background there are school children chatting away. These sorts of places are really important for children to see both what happens, but also to learn about why it shouldn't happen. So I have massive appreciation and admiration for the work that Greenfingers and all the staff here do. And I would, in some senses, I'd love to see it not being necessary, but it is necessary. And so I'd love to see an expansion and a support of this facility. But thank you all for showing me around and letting me see a sneak of actually what it's like for the wildlife in Nigeria.